Well, good evening everyone, welcome to a new vlog, and this is a update regarding Hurricane Milton. So I am obviously doing a little bit of a vlog on how it is, how we're experiencing it. It's now currently 8 p.m. and our curfew has just kicked in, so technically we wouldn't be allowed to go out now. You can certainly see why. We wouldn't choose to go out anyway, but if you look, we have now got very strong rain coming down. We've already got damage to the pool screen, some other ripped up there as well. The pool is already overflowing. It is flowing and draining down into the drain there, but that is already full to the brim and overflowing the pool. But yeah, the winds are coming, the rain is coming, it's absolutely lashing down out there. Still got concerns over this tree. Now currently Hurricane Milton hasn't even touched landfall yet. It's only just starting to reach the Tampa area. So this is just the very outskirts and the very start of the storm, and already damage and already the pool overflowing, the rain coming down. So we will keep you up to date over the next few hours. This is going to progressively get a lot worse. It's very dark out on the streets. We're not sure if the block behind has lost power already. But yeah, it's quite scary now. It's becoming very real. You can see why no cars are allowed on the road now, because the wind, is getting extremely strong. Rip that net in no time. It's just got to catch them the right way and it'll just rip. So I will keep you up to date. But for now, this is 8 p.m. Storm just starting to make landfall, and miles away from us. And this is just the outskirts of the storm and where we are. Here's the update on the TV. Then you can see it's just starting to make landfall in the Tampa area now. And look at all these red sections too. We are here in Kissimmee, so we are in the red section for wind gust threat right now. It's really starting to get quite serious. 74 to 110 miles per hour.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, scary. Very scary.
Are we in the red zone, are we?
Red zone, yeah. So we'll keep you up to date, but for now, this is the situation currently, and it's just starting to make landfall, so we're about to start getting very serious now.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. So if you take a close look, you could see the outline of Florida in white, and then you could see the lightning kind of on that upper right edge, just kind of pushing inland, almost like a laser burning off rust. A piece of metal or something. You just take a look at it right there. It just goes through the entire state. Wow. Meantime, we also want to show you some more video from inside Milton from a NOAA drone. That's what you're looking at right there. So a drone. This happened about 40 nautical miles from the storm center. The reported wave height there was of more than 28 feet. So
okay, little update now then. It is 9:15 p.m. It is bouncing down now, absolutely hammering it. The pool is well overflowed, and it is just lashing down. You see the rain pouring through. I'm expecting more nets to go. I thought more would have gone by now, but it's super windy. It's hard to show because of the casing and the net around, but really strong. And it seems to be getting darker out there with less lights around. But yeah, it's really overflowing on the pool on that section. Really quite scary.
You only have to listen to the rain.
Yeah, you can hear how intense it is.
Absolutely lashing down.
So we're meant to be trying to go to bed soon, but I don't know whether we'll be getting much sleep with this. Now, just to show you, I've just opened the front door, and look at it, the door is getting absolutely soaked. The front step is actually starting to flood a little bit, and the wind is just swirling the rain around everywhere. Big gusts just keep blowing through, then it calms down again, then it gusts again. So I think we're in for a long old night. This is just the beginning. So we've just got a flash flood warning in effect for this area until 1 a.m. So a dangerous and life-threatening situation. Do not attempt to travel or flee the area. So we have got a severe flood warning just come through. So we're just keeping an eye on everything, and we are now in extreme rainfall for Kissimmee. No wonder I've had the alert through for flash floods. And then you can see the future forecast for the rainfall tomorrow as well. Not too bad in Kissimmee, thankfully, but tonight right now is extreme. Okay everyone, so it's now 3 in the morning, and as you can see the piece of pool net fully came off. That's now down here, but the gusts of wind are insane right now, blowing through. Absolutely nuts. This tree, wow, the power in that is just insane. That is crazy. Crazy. Wow, the pool's still fully flooded. And very scary, those gusts.
Scary.
Very scary with the gusts. The tree though, I'm surprised, is holding up really well actually. But yeah, we're in the mains of it now. This is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Not really safe to be out here, to be honest.
No, anyone who goes... You couldn't be out in that. You could not be out in that.
Okay everyone, so it's now currently 4 in the morning. I've just done a little live stream to show the situation. This tree is going to come down, I think, at some point. The winds are insane. This is category 1. Can you imagine the other categories? It's just nuts. I think we would have lost more pool screens. However, I think this has created a bit of an escape. This one going, I think, has allowed for a little bit of pressure to not rip out the other ones, is my theory with it. Next door, they have got a pool screen gone, which you can see fluttering around over there. But yeah, it's just crazy out here. It swells up, it comes up and down, it'll go calm for a bit, and then the next minute it's really swelling again. I don't know how this is clinging on, it really is. Some of the branches, I think, are going to go on it. The power of the wind is just insane. I would hate to see anything more than this category. Wow, the way it swells as well, it feels like it's doing that, really swirling around. One minute it's blowing in front of you, next minute I can feel it whipping around my back. Let's hope we manage to keep power. So far we have managed, although there's over 2 million people now without power in Florida. Let's hope they can all get that back on in the morning. Yes, I can't sleep. It's just very scary. You hear the odd bang, and this bangs a little bit, this panel here. It'll go calm and then it whips up again. You can hear the whistling through the door, so I can't sleep too much. So I did a little bit of a live. People were asking me to go live, and I thought, why not? Keeps me a little bit of company. This panel up here as well. These panels here are definitely blown, but they haven't gone yet. Yeah, the tree clinging on. I'm surprised. Everyone, so it's now 5 AM. We've got another pool screen broken here. This tree branch is looking pretty dodgy. It's still pretty much the same. Still the strong winds just swirling around. It goes quiet in the house. You think it's all calm, and then the next minute you hear all the whistling, the thumping, and the tree, and it's just swirling like crazy. This really does keep thumping. Well, good morning everyone. It's now currently 8:30 in the morning. Did manage to get a little bit of sleep. As you can see, I look a bit of a mess. Once it calmed down and the noise dropped down a bit, did manage to have a little bit of a sleep. So let's head on outside and have a look at the damages and what's the situation now. Then I'll let you know what we've got coming up this morning. I have actually got looks like a little bit of a news interview with ITV. They got in touch with me yesterday. And they want to have a chat with me at 10 o'clock, ITV News. But we'll head outside, have a little look at what's going on. I'll check what's happening with the news as well in terms of the affected areas, and see what happens today. The curfew is still on till 10 AM. Then we can go out and have a little tootle around if it's safe to do so. It does look like it's going to be safe to do so. We'll just have to be careful with any debris on the road and stuff. But let's head on outside and check what the situation is. Since I left it at, went to bed about 5:30, 6. So it was starting to calm down a bit then. And it's fully calmed down now. Just a little bit of wind, a little bit of cloud and stuff, I think. Okay, so this is the situation this morning then. It doesn't look too bad. We've got one more pool screen down there. So we've had 2 blown out there. Let's see. That looks a bit loose over there. Pool is still very high, but it was just draining down the drain, so no floods from that. All the furniture fine. There's one of the pool screens. Let me just lift this up and we'll hop on out, have a little look at what's going on. Okay, we've got another pool screen gone up there, unless that's someone else's. Could be someone else's next doors. I think they've had it worse. They've had 4 blown out, so I think that's one of next doors up there. So it looks like there's only 2 for our villa to be replaced. That is one of the downsides of having these screens around the pool. They are a constant cost, constantly blowing out the pool screens or getting damaged. I think that's pretty much it. I think we've done okay. There's a few bits of debris in the pool from that gap. I'm really surprised the tree survived. It does look a little bit wonky now, but it survived. A few branches on the floor and stuff. I was shocked that surprised as well as it did. But we can't really see anything else from our end of the villa, really. There's some bags of stuff there. What did next door? How did next door get on? They've done very well. They've not lost a single pool screen next door. So they've done very well. They fared very well. No one in next door either, so they did very well indeed next door. It's mostly been us and the one next door that got it the worst. They've had 4 blown out, I think, next door to us. We had 2. So yeah, they fared okay. So that's pretty much it for sort of damages and stuff. Everything survived out here. We did keep an eye on everything, and everything did pretty well. Everything did all right. So it's going to be what it's like out and about now, really. This is the extent of our villa. Everything held up quite well. We'll check out the front. It's going to be what it's like out and about. How did everything else fare? That's going to be the question. So just out the front, and it looks like everyone did pretty well. That fence took a bit of a battering down there, so the fence has had a little bit of damage down here. That's all new, where the winds have whipped up the fence. But everything else looks pretty okay. We've got no trees down. Nice dog down there. And yeah, our home, all spot on. Didn't lose any trees or anything, so I think overall we can be pretty pleased with that. Pretty pleased. I'm glad we put the car away. Can you imagine if one of those fence panels came loose, or a tree or something, and hit the car? Would have been quite a worry. No, right, we did very well then. Okay. In terms of the news then, this was my biggest worry in the middle of the night, was the power outage. As you can see just how many homes have got no power this morning, so hopefully they do come back on as soon as possible. It looks like Daytona did get quite a battering. A lot of the coastal areas took quite a battering as well. Central Florida, though, mainly just power outages, some trees down by the looks of it. And there's the temperatures for today, 71 today, so should be fairly warm. And there we go, moving into, from tomorrow onwards, the weather's pretty decent. We've just still got a little bit more of the outskirts of the storm and bad weather and stuff today. And then we can move on. So Laura's up and about, having a little bit of breakfast. Yeah. You slept okay in the end. It was a little bit noisy at one point, wasn't it? Were you struggling to sleep with the noise and the whistling and the banging of the when these below the panels, it kept making like a bit of a thumpy noise.
It was loud at one point, yeah.
Yeah, but so
I can't believe how quickly it's gone.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's still a little bit stormy out there. It's getting black again, like it's going to rain again.
Yeah,
but
I mean, that's
the main thing. Yeah. Those few hours. It was about 3 hours where it was really,
really. That was
intense.
Like white on top of us, wasn't it?
Yeah, very intense, that bit. Okay, everyone, so it's coming up to 10 o'clock, which is when my Zoom meeting is. So I'm all set up for that, for the little interview with ITV. And then we'll see how we go. With the revenue from the live streams, I'm going to be giving that to one of the charities that's going to be helping out. I don't know which one it's going to be yet. I will be leaving the link in the descriptions of the videos as well, if anyone wants to send anything for people who are rebuilding homes and things like that. I've got to work out exactly what what it's going to be, though. I don't know which company and stuff like that it's going to be, so I'll work that one out, and I will let you know. If you do want to help out, you can do. But I get this little interview done. Mum and Dad are still dead upstairs. Laura's having a little shower and stuff while I do it, so this shouldn't take too long, about 10 minutes. And then they usually only use like 30 seconds max. You do like a whole 10-minute interview, they'll literally take a lot of the time like 10, 20 seconds from the segment. So we'll see how we get on, get this boxed off, and then hopefully that's the curfew's ended now, so we'll be able to have a little drive. So we'll see where we end up, see if anything's open. Okay, so I'm just going to show you outside here again. I've done a little bit more of an inspection for the management company, just so they know how many screens we need. It is actually, that one's flapping around, but there's 3 full screens. But in terms of our screens, there's another one there all gapped. But if you look next door, they got it really bad next door. I'm just going to show you this. You've got one of the screens all the way down here. Some sunbeds have been put along the side of our house here. Don't know whose they are, but they're not ours. And then if you look in here, you can see there's more pool screens, but they're all inside the pool there. So they've had loads blow out. That one, that one, that one, that one. They've got about 6 all blown through where they've been on this corner here, getting it quite bad. Just sitting in the bottom of the pool. So we could have been worse. We could have ended up like them next door. I think because they were on the corner, they got it worse. Then it was us got it quite bad. But next door got away with murder. They got no damage at all there. So yeah, these pool screens, I think they're about $60 to $100, depending on the size of them, which ones they are. So they're not cheap replacements. They've got another screen gone there. So they've fared quite badly. They basically need the whole thing redoing. They've got a split there as well. They basically need a whole new thing, but insurance won't really cover you for that. So that all comes at the owner's expense. So when you think these villas are quite expensive sometimes, you've got to bear all this in mind, all this maintenance. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 or 7 panels need replacing. So you're looking about near on $1,000 with fitting and taxes and stuff. So that's why these homes are sometimes a little bit more to rent, because you've got a lot more maintenance to do on them. But yeah, that's the situation out here. We're going to have a little bit of a drive in a minute, have a little tootle around, see what's going on. Nothing crazy, but we are allowed to go out now. So I've seen a few people on a jog and stuff like that. This weather is no worse than what we went to the park in yesterday. So we'll have a little tootle about. There you go. People on a little power walk over there, getting some exercise. So yeah, we'll get out and about, see what's going on, see if there's a Starbucks open or something, and have a little drive around. If not, yeah, we'll have a little drive around celebration, see some of the houses or something. We'll find us something to do today for sure. Okay, so Mum's up having some cereal. Look a bit worse for wear there, Mum. Are you a bit tired this morning?
A little bit tired.
Yeah.
Didn't get very much sleep, but...
No, quite noisy, wasn't it?
It was quite noisy. The air seemed to be whistling in the vents, like in the bathrooms. And,
yeah.
And then the screens on the outside of the windows were...
flattering a bit. That kept thumping as well. That main panel there kept sort of thumping the tree as well. So yeah, it was a little bit noisy, and you sort of had, I think your mind didn't want to fully switch off as well, because I think in the back of your mind you're like, there's a storm, there's a storm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that. But you and Dad got a little bit more sleep.
Yeah.
You're munching on your
Rice Krispies.
Rice Krispies this morning, and thankfully we kept power, because the lights did flicker a few times when I was live. And the Wi-Fi went off at one point for like 30 seconds or so. So yeah, I was a little bit worried with that. There you go. Little weird mini, not roadworthy motorbike thing, that. So yeah, that's where we're at, right? Finish your Krispies. We'll have a little drive round. Nothing too crazy. We're not going to go on a, nuts, but we'll have a little tootle around, see if there's a Starbucks open. Yeah. Maybe have a little drive round celebration or something. We'll see what happens.
I'd have lost money on that tree still being here.
So would I. The way it was leaning last night, I really did think it was going to come over. But it stayed strong, fair enough. It did well. But at some points, I really did think that was going to come down. Dad's here now. How did you sleep last night? How did you find it? It was a bit noisy.
Very, very noisy. When we came down to have a look at 3 in the morning,
yeah,
I really struggled getting back to sleep.
Yeah.
I really thought a window was going to blow something.
Yeah, and the tree.
Well, yeah. But the morning after the night before.
Yeah, so we'll have a little...
through, it's gone.
See what's... It's gone. There is a few gusts around. They have still warned about that on the news, and still potentially some power outages as well.
All right. Did you notice as well it seemed to change direction? So before we all went to bed, it was blowing
That
from
way.
the right to the left.
Right.
And then when we woke up at 3 in the morning, it was lashing
The other
that
way. But when I was stood here filming it, I was doing the live stream and stuff, it just kept swirling. 1 minute it was that way, then it was this way, then it was that way, and you could feel it actually sort of whip round your back. So I'm stood there and I could even feel the wind behind me, even though I was against the wall, because it was just whipping round and round. The tree didn't know where it was going. It was just being whipped. I think that helped really, because I think if it was just one direction all that way, the tree might have gone, but it was getting whipped from left to right and all over. That probably helped it stay.
That palm tree.
Oh, that palm, yeah.
90 degrees like this.
Yeah.
And now look at it, like nothing's happened.
Yeah, they are amazing, aren't they, the
There's
trees?
a guy on a YouTube I saw on my phone. I've got to find it later. The headline is, he was in the eye of the storm in Tampa.
Yeah.
And there was nothing going on around him because he was in
Scary.
the eye of it.
Jeez. That's scary, that.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, there was a few times last night when all silent, and I was like, oh, it's done. Next minute, boom, starting again. There was a good 10-minute spell where nothing happened, and then it really kicked off again. I was up till 5.
Maybe you were in the eye of it.
Never know.
Who knows?
Never know.
Who knows?
I know it went calm, and I thought, oh, the whistling stopped, and then it whipped up again. So yeah, plenty. I tell you what, the pool screen men are going to be quids in, aren't they? They're going to be busy for the next month, I think. Working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, doing all these.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, busy.
So it's time to get the car out and put the garage back together. Made up, I put that away, especially when a lot of people were talking about how rental cars aren't covered for hurricane damage and stuff. So I'm glad we could put it away safe. So we just need a couple of hands to help hold the garage door open. Then I'll quickly back it out, and we're back on the road again. Right. I'll open the window and you can tell me when I'm up.
Go!
We're not all the way up.
All right, go. Nothing else on enough room. You're fine up through, you're fine. Easier than normal that road. There you go. Yeah?
Yeah.
Just gently. I don't need it. There you go. Three. Go.
Yeah. No. So
Oh man, you need full for that. That's.
little lizards made its way in. Yes, we did save one bit, a little bit of wildlife. The little lizard came in.
You can get out though.
Yeah, there's plenty of gaps. Plenty of gaps. He's fine. He's coming for a bit of shelter from all that wind. We'll put this away with Mum carefully because I don't want to damage anything. That was handy. That not left any mess either.
No.
So that was good. That putting the car away made up. We did that. So we're just about to take a little bit of a drive. This is the other thing that happens with these villas, is the roof shingles can come off. So one of the homes has lost a few, which usually means if they lose too many, you do end up having to have a whole new roof done. So these homes with shingle type roofs often lose the tiles, and then they will need to have basically a new roof done. A nice bird of prey there. Wow.
Wow. He's enjoying the breeze. Wow. That's just, what a sight.
Wow. So yeah, there you go. Some house has lost us 3 pieces there already.
Yep.
4, 5. So one home has lost quite a few. So yeah, that happened to ours, didn't it? Back in there, there's some more on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these, thankfully, that doesn't look like it's happened to our house, our villa. So we'll keep an eye, we'll see what's going on as we tootle around. It's just nice to be out the house for a little half an hour. I'd love to be able to get a coffee somewhere and suppose a little coffee shop or something, but I don't think any of them will be open. There's a similar tree to what we had out the back. You can see how they sort of just bent with the wind. They just went with it, didn't they? Both of them.
They look battered, but they're not broken.
Yeah, all of them have been like pushed that way, haven't they? Well, this villa here sustained some quite bad damage. It looks like they've had a major roof leak upstairs, and it's completely come through. Everything all on the floor there. That is really bad. So the wind, I think, looks like it's whipped off some of the roof, ripped off the ceiling. Might not be as bad as it looks. It could be superficial. But yeah, if you've got tiles missing on the roof. Yeah, so there you go. As Dad spotted a hole in the roof there. It could even be an impact from something. A branch has hit it and then gone through, but there you go. There's a level of what we could have had, so we were quite lucky, really. We were quite lucky with that. I don't think anyone's in this, but we'll report it to the management if they know whose home it is. Wow. Look at that. It's come, it is literally through the roof.
Oh.
What is that white stuff? That can't be insulation, can it?
Don't know what the white stuff is. I think it is.
No.
No. I think it is insulation, a form of like insulation spray, but thankfully that's not inside the home, so it is on the exterior.
Yeah.
Which I suppose is a bit lucky, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's bad. That it's bad. So I've just knocked to see if anyone's in, see if they needed any help or anything, but there's no one in. So yeah, right through the roof. Any roofers will know if that's a bad one or not. I think they are lucky though that that's not on the inside of the home. This is on the exterior. But yeah, literally our house is just down there, so this is how bad it can get, certain corners. So just a bit further down the road, we've got the tree down here. Hopefully they might be able to restand that up and re-secure that, hopefully. It'd be a shame to lose that tree. It is clinging on, so that could be stood back up. We've seen bins flying around, so it all depends on the location of your villa. If you're on a bit of a wind corridor, if you're not, you've got like doormats here, bins have blown everywhere. So this just showed just the strength of the wind. A few people have said, oh, you only showed some trees blowing around, but this showed just how strong that wind was. We just couldn't see it really, the full extent of it. Some lovely designs on these homes. We're on Solara Resort, if anyone's wondering, in Kissimmee. Some very different designs, all really nice. So it is mostly these corner homes that got it the worst, with the bins and the palm tree down over there. So if you're on a corner, that's where you were catching most of the wind and the storm damage. We're going to hit the highway in a second.
Look at this one leaning as well.
Yeah, this tree here, look, the roots have come loose. So they need to get round and secure all these trees before they fall on cars. If I was that car, I'd be moving, because there is still gusts around. I'm quite enjoying looking at all the different homes as well. But yeah, it could have been a lot worse. This was Cat 1, remember. Cat 1 / tropical storm. Not even really anything bad. Very funky colour and design on that one, isn't it? Yeah. Plenty of these big trees that were right out the back of us. This one's been a bit decimated. There's a lot of trees down. We're going to hit the highway now, though, and see if we can have a little tootle around, see what's going on elsewhere. But that's a little look at the Solara Resort where we were on. Thankfully, it doesn't look like any homes are really badly damaged, just that little one with the porchway. Yeah. We just pulled in at Windsor at West Side here. You can see electricity cables exposed. But look at this. This is why Solara removed their barriers, because these ones didn't. And look what's happened to them. They've just been blown and snapped and broken. You're talking thousands to repair those barriers. And they've just left them to bend and break.
Wow.
Which is a bit of a shame. And there are all the electricity cables hanging around all over them, so quite scary. That definitely did the right thing at Solara to remove ours and take them off.
Right. So this community now has got no security really, has it? Anyone can drive in and out.
Yep.
And no questions asked.
And then the homeowners' fees will be paying for the new barriers.
Absolutely, yeah. And it will cost thousands.
He has got a fish. Oh, he's enjoying that. Wow.
Right, so we're just in celebration now. Just seen a little vulture there munching away on big massive fish for lunch. There's a couple of trees gone here. We have a little drive around celebration. Everything is closed on the highway, so I think the only thing we'll be doing today is a trip to Walmart for a little mooch around. The golf course over there, all okay over there. We'll have a little tootle around, people are having a little walk and a little drive. Just gets us out the house for a bit. Pathway at the side there, all completely covered. It is surreal, look at the road driving through. And it looks like they've all been told to pile up all their rubbish at the side of the road in piles, and then I think a truck's going to come down. We've got one shop open here, everyone. There's a big queue, but we could be going in the queue because I'm up for it. This is a place I said we were going to try last time.
Yeah.
We said we were going to try this. Fortuna Bakery. This is where they had the tiramisu coffee. They have tiramisu coffee in here. There's a queue out the door, but it's a small local coffee shop. I'm up for supporting them. They've opened for people. Look at this, mad busy. Look at that.
It's crazy. I suppose Starbucks isn't open with there being a big chain.
I doubt it, but
Yes.
at least there's a nice little coffee shop open for people to grab a
Oh,
coffee.
the little bar is open as well. There.
So this is your best chance of having anything open, is these little
Yeah,
local
so
shops.
the upper crust is open as well. They're setting up.
These little local places, even by the lake here, look.
Yeah.
They'll come to my lake, look. I know what we'll do, we'll all go to Andrew's Lake.
They've come for a meet and greet.
Knightstrider Lake, this. Oh, there's a palm tree gone by my lake there. This is what I've come to check on. The
Make sure it's doing
security
okay.
of my rocking chairs.
Well, they tied all them up yesterday.
Yeah.
Tavern there, look, all sealed up.
And the Starbucks is most definitely closed.
Yeah. Right, well I think we best park and go and queue for a coffee.
Yeah.
Something to
We'll
do.
see
for
what's
a couple
going
of
on.
hours,
The
you know.
back of the Celebration Hotel for a coffee.
I don't know whether that'll be
Nice
open.
little terrace.
Yeah, I
You
don't
could
know whether
try.
that'll be
You
open.
could try. We'll park here. Try not to park on top of a giant twig.
Swig.
Twig branch.
Swig.
Right everyone, welcome to Celebration then. We've just parked up here, bit of a tree down in front of us, and we're going to have a little look, see if we can have a coffee in the Celebration Hotel. If not, we'll go and grab one from the Fortuna Bakery and have a little wander around Celebration. Everyone's had the same idea. I think a lot of people enjoying a nice little walk around Celebration as there's everything closed, not much else to do. Doesn't look like we're going to get in the hotel. Dad did go on ahead, let's see. I think the furniture's going to be all pulled in out the back as well, so I doubt we'll get in. No?
Well, what round the back is all being renovated.
Right, so.
And then there's a room where they're serving coffees, but it's quite cold in there actually.
Yeah, now let's go to the bakery and get a coffee and we'll walk around with it.
Yeah.
We'll have a little wander with it.
Or we can find a seat somewhere, can't we?
Yeah, we'll take a little bit of a wander. How are you feeling? It's good to be out the house for a bit, isn't it?
It's a stretch for legs, definitely.
Yeah, we'll have a nice
It's
wander
nice
around
to
the
be
lake.
out.
There's no rush. Little Walmart stop on the way back.
It's all being a bit surreal, to be honest.
Very surreal, and it was like the build-up for days, and now it's been, but then there's still like this knock-on effect. If everything was open today, it would be like boxed off, done, but it's sort of gone on a bit. So there's plenty of stuff for them to clear up, isn't there?
If you can show as much as you can of all the debris, and when we come back in 2 days, I'll bet you this place will look like nothing happened.
Yeah, everything
yeah.
will be all
That's
done and
celebrated.
Yeah, it was
sorted.
sparkling.
All done.
Yeah.
Morning, you okay? All good? Good to see you again.
Yeah, you're right.
Or did ride the storm all right?
Yeah, you didn't. You was awake all night.
Yeah, I was up all night pretty much, live streaming and everything. Crazy.
Our place was all right. We were in a hotel,
Which one were you in again?
Delta
Okay,
Marriott.
and everything was okay?
It was really windy about 11 o'clock,
Yeah.
and then after that, the wind seemed to drop, didn't it?
Slept all the way through? There's one coffee place open we're heading to, which is the Fortuna Bakery just up the road there. There's a big queue down the door, but we're going to get one and have a little wander. So here you go, here's how all my rocking chairs were stacked up for the storm. Everything survived, which is quite nice. Just a few branches down, palm tree down over there in the distance. We're going to have a nice walk around this lake. Don't forget, you can walk around this as free as you want. You can jog around it, you can ride your bike around it, you can rent bikes. So definitely come down and give Celebration a go.
One thing I don't recommend,
Yeah.
don't swim across it.
No, certainly not. Right, let's go and join the coffee queue. I'm ready for a coffee. You having a tiramisu one, Dad? Tiramisu coffee.
No, I'm not thinking
Don't fancy that?
Oh, no, I don't
I think it sounds lovely.
You've probably put chili flakes in it.
It's nice that a couple of businesses have managed to open. This one's doing pizzas, so he does say we need the dough. I might grab a little slice of pizza from them a bit later on. You can smell the pizzas, smell amazing. So some of these little local shops opening, which is nice. So we're just inside now. You can see all the cakes we've got available. There's some gluten-free ones there for Laura too. We've got a coconut, we've got an almond, and we've got a pistachio as well. I'm eyeing up the tiramisu there. We've also got red velvet, different chocolate cakes. There is some more further on which I'll show you. And then just to show you the coffee menu that you've got up here. Different breads, different savouries. I think a lot of the savoury stuff's gone. There's a few bits left down there. And then here's all your different coffees as well. So I think the tiramisu one's finished, I think. But they should do the duck caramel there. I'll definitely have a caramel latte, big one if they've got one. They've got all the different cup sizes and stuff. They've got tea there for Dad too, so he'll be happy. We'll give this a try. Here's the other things in the other fridges then. And the cookies look amazing. You've got a guava turnover. Ooh, a dulce de leche croissant. Another croissant down there. And then a couple of Colombian, like Colombian cheese, beef with potato cheese, pasties as well. Tough choice, don't know what to go for. Those cookies look really good. Got a mammoth order going on. We've got all kinds to try. We've got some of these things, cheese breads. We're going to show you it all. We've got it all stacked up there, and the coffees are on the way. So we've got your snacks to try. Dad, you try yours first.
This isn't
No,
one
these
of those.
will be nice. They don't sound not nice in there. It's a bakery. Mum's got something different as well. Who's trying first? Dad's tried first.
Oh.
That's like a chicken cheese pasty. That one.
Gorgeous.
Mum, see what she thinks of this.
Oh, the pastry's amazing. Cheese.
Brazilian cheese bread. Nice. Thought you'd like that.
Now that's a treat.
How's that cheese bread going down, Laura?
Beautiful, really, really nice, yeah.
I wasn't hugely keen, so I've given mine to Laura. Laura can eat them, they're gluten-free, so Laura's got two. Mum, you like it as well?
It's lovely.
It was a bit cheesy for me. I have got my red velvet cookie going down nicely though. Coffee's lovely too. Really nice. You like yours?
Love mine, but when Andrew says he wasn't keen, his face when he bit into this cheesy whatever was like mine when he gives me something horrendous to try.
That's not strong.
He was not keen. The cheese is strong, he says.
It did seem strong to me.
Cheese is strong, but it balances nice with the bread.
No.
Yeah, you want to try those blue cheese sweets you gave me?
Well, we're just about to head home for a little bit of a chill, but just looking at the prices of some of the homes in Celebration there, 2.3 million, 550 for a 3-story townhouse. Some very, very nice homes. 989. Wow, look at that one. 2.7 million. Wow. So we just come off just to show you how quiet the Disney Road is. Very, very dead indeed. Very weird feeling this being closed. The blue skies are coming out now as well. You'd think that this would just be any day driving into the parks, wouldn't you? It does feel very strange that it's not open. It's a bit of a shame really, because the weather's better today than they thought it was going to be. But I get it, safety, staff members and everything. But it is all back open again tomorrow, back open as usual, Universal as well. There's only the odd car driving through as a little through road. Just wants to go through the arches, but it's nice to see a bit of blue sky again, isn't it? Nice to see a bit of blue sky. I'm hoping tomorrow, all done and dusted, no more mention of it really. Bit of blue sky. But of course we are thinking of everyone who has been affected and lost their homes, and people have lost lives and things, so it is still quite a sensitive subject, but hopefully start rebuilding now and moving on from it a bit. There you go, look at that. Not a sign you see very often, is it?
Oh my God.
Epcot closed, Magic Kingdom closed. You don't see that too often.
Wow.
It's on its side.
Here you go.
Okay, so a little bit of info for you regarding the parks, all that preparation that went on yesterday. So the staff make sure everything's all locked up properly and all secure and good to go, and then they have a company come in, an external company come in and stay with the park, make sure everything's safe. In Animal Kingdom, they go and stay in the barns with the animals. So the parks overnight will have had staff in them all night, making sure everything is secure and safe. So that's just a little bit of info for you. Mum found that out in Celebration earlier. Bit of Disney info. So it's a bit of an interesting job to have, isn't it? My job is to go and stay in Hollywood Studios during a hurricane to make sure, you know, the Tower of Terror and everything's all right. Or Animal Kingdom, my job is to go and, you know, sleep in the barn next to where all the, you know, the cheetahs and that are and stuff. Interesting. So this tree that was on its way down on the way out is now fully down as we've come out now. Luckily, I don't think there was any car next to it or parked by it, but yeah, thankfully. But yeah, that's come down since we've been out. Looks like a bit of wind's caught it and it's down. Yeah. Yeah, and this fence is down as well. I don't know whether they've had a bit more
Gusts of wind.
gusts of wind. Yeah, they did say on the news there will still be gusts around and about. So yeah, that fence is down as well. Okay everyone, so back home now. We're going to have a little bit of a chill and film a little bit of a different vlog later on. So that's going to conclude all of the hurricane stuff and the storm stuff. I think it's all done with now and dusted, so we'll move on from it, but I'm sure you're all interested to see. Of course, all of our thoughts are with everyone affected on the coast, people who've lost homes, animals, pets. Their loved ones are still, you know, trying to get out, and, you know, there's floods and sand everywhere, and obviously on the coast they got it much worse than us. So anyone who is affected, we are of course thinking of them. I'm going to leave in the description a few different charities. You might want to help them out. If you do, fantastic. I will be doing so myself, and so we'll let mum and dad as well. I'm going to leave a few different ones. One's an animal one that deals with sort of rescue relief for animals, and other ones are like more general ones like Salvation Army and things like that, who help out with like storm recovery and putting people up and things like that. So I'll leave them in the description and in the comments section. You can click on those if you want to have a look and help people out, then definitely good for you. But thank you very much for watching. Do make sure you subscribe. We've got loads of Florida content coming up, and I'll always keep it real, whether it's hot, sunny, cold, whatever we're up to. I'll always keep up with the vlogs and stuff, so do make sure you hit the subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the whole storm situation, how it was handled. Thankfully, we didn't get it too bad here. Category 1 / tropical storm. Category 1 / tropical storm is the level that we got. But you can still see what that did to trees and stuff. So can you imagine Category 3, 4, 5? Doesn't bear thinking about. Crazy. But thank you all very much for watching. Make sure you join the Knightstrider Florida fan group as well. The segment did go up in the news from ITV. I'll try and include that bit as well if I can. A few people sent it to me. They did use it, and it did go up on ITV News this evening. So the interview was worth it this morning. And but despite what people think, I didn't get paid for the interview. People think you get paid a fortune for doing a quick interview on the news. You don't get anything. If I did, it would be going to the charity, but I didn't get anything for that. But anything from the streams, we will send down in there, and we'll be doing our own thing anyway. So, but if you do want to get joined in with that, then fantastic. Thank you very much. And of course, stride on. We'll see you all tomorrow for hopefully a nice sunny day in Florida.
The risk of high winds and dangerous rainstorms.
Well, Lucille Bobby has been speaking to those who've been trying to stay safe.
Ripping through palm trees in neighbourhoods, destroying the homes of millions and taking lives. These are the scenes from Florida last night as Hurricane Milton made landfall, causing unprecedented damage. The Category 3 storm battered the coast with winds reaching 120 miles per hour. Sharon is from Manchester but lives with her 2 daughters and 4 dogs in Orlando, Florida. They were advised to leave but chose to stay because the roads in the area were gridlocked.
I'm so afraid of getting injured, not being able to speak to anybody. You try not to fear the worst, but you just can't help it. because you know that these things kill people. And lots of people have been in contact with me today. It's almost felt like it's the last time I'm going to be speaking to them. I know that sounds like dramatic, but that's how it's felt like. Hopefully it's all going to be okay.
Andrew travelled with his parents from McGall to Kissimmee in central Florida a week ago. And what was meant to be a fun-packed holiday turned into what he says was a scary and worrying ordeal.
You couldn't really sleep because the windows were rattling a little bit, the pool net was making quite a thudding sound, and then going outside, the trees were swaying all over the place, the wind was really circling, quite intense, quite scary, and we haven't actually managed to venture outside properly yet to see what's going on the streets around us. All we can see is out the back from our villa, where we've had the pool screens blown through, branches blown down.
Whoa, whoa! Outages have swept the region, with around 3 million people being left without power. The hurricane has been downgraded to Category 1 as it moves offshore. All flights from Manchester Airport to Florida have been cancelled, with further disruption expected over the next few days. The airport's urging passengers to check with their airline before travelling. Lucille Brobby, ITV News.